I actually think the easiest way to get started in real estate is to not go start your own company as a whole.
If I'm doing it the free way, it would be because I want to learn those things.
I'm a real estate investor. I'm sharing everything I know about Subject to in a way that complete beginners understand. This guy is John Pratt, our fearless novice, diving headfirst into the world of Subject to real estate deals. Watch as I start him on the path. I'm your guide, Kyle Kargas, and this is Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire.
I want to talk now about the easiest way to get started in real estate. Because just now you told me, based on what you thought, that you would be a good fit here or here, and that this would all be your company. Okay? Now remember, if this all becomes your company, you would have to be on one of these positions and then fill in either by hiring or either per hour salary or a third party, all the pieces.
Yeah.
Okay? And so a lot of people, they love that idea.
Yeah.
They want their business.
Yeah.
Right? The American dream, you own the company, etc., right? The problem is there's 8 pieces here.
Yep.
Okay? And we talked about this. Remember these percentages?
Yeah.
Right? It was like, what if 0%? If you have to go hire a VA and you don't know anything about this, how are you supposed to teach your virtual assistant, VA, okay, how to do their job? Can't. If you're paying someone for these leads, that's probably the best way, but still, how do you know if they're giving you good leads or not?
I wouldn't be able to qualify them myself.
Yeah, you're going to have to trust a third party that you're paying money to, right? You're paying them. They have a benefit for you paying them. You're like, oh yeah, no, trust me. These are great leads.
Which we've already established I have trust issues maybe. So.
Okay, so I will tell you, even though I wanted to go over this as a whole, I actually think the easiest way to get started in real estate is to not go start your own company as a whole, all 8 pieces, try to put people in their places, find a third party for all this, etc. Okay? I would actually tell you the best way is to go join a team.
Be a piece of this
Be
existing
a piece
team.
of someone else's conveyor belt, okay, when you have no experience. Okay? You know 0%.
Right.
Or whatever percent now that we've talked about it.
0.2%.
Right. Your chances of success are low. People are like, oh, we're going to go start a new business. And there's tons of statistics thrown out there of a company that gets started and how often they fail, right? That's because they go out there and they try to learn all the pieces at once. If you're just trying to make money at first and knowledge, you should go plug in to someone else's business. If you said, Kyle, the underwriting sales call, you go find someone else that has this and you go step in and be the underwriter.
Yeah.
They can teach you. Someone that has already done this will be willing to teach you how to be an underwriter. Will teach you, right? Maybe you'll have to do a different position a little bit before you get all the way here.
Yeah.
Okay, but you could get there. Yeah. Okay? So that's a big mind shift. Okay? Some people, I'll tell you right now, people watching this, there's some people that are not willing to do that. They're like, nope, I want to start my own company, my whole big conveyor belt, and I have to wear all the hats because they don't have the money, and their chances of success go way down.
Then they're gonna have less money.
In my opinion, someone's number one thing would be to plug into someone else's business, and this is where I want to talk briefly about. There's personalities and avatar, which is, hey, who is John Pratt? What are you good at? We talked about you being mostly integrator. We talked about, your personality. I told you to tell me where you felt like you fit. That's all about you. Someone else listening right now might be like, I'm a better fit over here on the transaction coordinators, right? Etc. So everyone might have a little bit different answer, but is it better to go with your personality and who you are and where you should fit? Or is there, which one of these would be the easiest job to do? You talked about how you thought disposition might be a little easier, but then you're like, wait, this sounds like it's going to be a little harder than I thought.
I think probably where I would start with is like, understanding in underwriting how the disposition will look.
Right.
And then
that becomes that being a little easier if you moved over there or something like that. Okay? So I will tell you, I'm going to explain to you right now and everybody else the easiest position in all of this, is going to be what's called an appointment setter.
Okay.
Okay? It has to do with the lead gen right here. And actually, it can even be both of these. So I want you to write that down. You got the admin,
Yeah.
right? Your contact and your list, and your lead gen.
Yeah.
Okay? First off, they're the first two pieces of the whole conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Okay? So what if you learned really well this underwriting piece and then you wanted to go on your own? Could you make any money?
No, because they wouldn't come in.
Because they wouldn't even come in. You would not make any money even if you were an expert at underwriting.
That's fair,
without plugging yourself into somebody else's
Sure.
business. Over here, you could actually create a whole business on just this piece because somebody else might want to pay you.
Interesting.
So that way you did this
So
part.
that's an avenue I haven't even fathomed yet.
Exactly. I'm just opening doors here. However, the most simplest piece, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I would do it.
Yeah.
Okay? Or I'll give you a couple choices. Okay? So yes, you'd have to get some contacts in a list.
Yeah.
Okay? That's easy. Okay? There's a company called Deal Sauce.
Oh,
like
I was going
sauce.
to say, if it wasn't sauce, I was going to make deal sauce.
Yeah, exactly. So go buy the sauce, throw it on a deal. That is where you're going to pull contacts and a list, and we talked about this, filter it down so you know you're looking at a list that would be potentially a lead.
Yes.
You don't know yet, but could potentially be a lead. That's where you're going to use and pull your information. That's this part.
And then based on whether or not I can get some qualified leads, if let's say I get a list and I just cannot generate qualified leads from that list, there's one of two things wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's one of two things wrong. Either I suck at qualifying them, or the list is, maybe I need to switch up my parameters.
That's correct. However, with me guiding you, the list will not be wrong.
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, but you are correct. There are people out there, people watching this video right now, are doing this contact and list all wrong. I actually am helping somebody else. They were trying to set up leads for me as I was the closer, and they wouldn't get very many, etc. And as we analyzed, this was the problem.
The list.
Their list, they're like, they got so many bad phone numbers. So it could be the actual list, or it could be the data that you have to pull. Because how do you contact Joe Schmo?
Yeah.
You have to have the right contact information.
Yeah.
And so they would call so many numbers that was incorrect, and there's just spinning wheels.
Yeah.
And spending so much time.
Yeah.
So there can definitely be problems here, and either switch the list or get better data. Okay. But I will guide you here. We can make sure that the data's as good as it can get. There is no source that is flawless.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, but we will help you get good data.
So in that's nice, because in that scenario, the only thing wrong is me.
Is you. We just eliminated a potential issue, right?
Yes.
And now it's, hey, it's John. John either did not, right? The data's good. So now it's not the data. Now it's the lead.
Which would be me.
Which would be you.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, this is where I think 99% of people should start. If they choose to go with what's the easiest way to get into real estate.
Yeah.
Okay? And the reason is you have different methods. You could do a cold caller, you could be a texter, you could be a mailer. I actually don't think you should do any of those three.
Okay.
Okay? What I'd recommend you do is probably one of two things. It depends on how much money you have and how much money you want to spend. Okay? Some of the latest and newest stuff to do here is going to be AI calling. You mentioned in episode 1, you worked for a company where they worked a lot with AI.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So there is a company called Prop.ai.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so go to that website and check it out. But there you can literally pay a certain amount per month or per year. You take your list and the AI does the calling.
I load the list.
Yep.
Okay.
You load the list into the Prop.ai software, and the AI literally goes through and makes all of those calls for you. So it's cold calling, but it's AI doing it for you.
It's a voice.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And
they're
it can
having
have
a conversation.
Okay. So
with-
in real time.
In real time.
Okay.
They can have a conversation with the person on the other side of the phone. And you can have the goal be a different, more or less the goal is to just set up, are they interested, yes or no? And if so, sometimes they can set up the appointment. Other times, just find out if they're interested, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, great, you're interested. We're going to have John call you.
What's the deliverable for a lead gen? Is it an appointment? Boom.
Yes.
You've delivered.
Correct. So right here at the end of this lead gen It is appointments.
Got it.
With someone that is open to having a conversation about, in this case, we're targeting what? Are we targeting cash deals?
No.
No.
This would be like a sub 2.
Like a sub 2,
Yeah.
right? Subject to something creative.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once again, you might get cash deals,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. However, we're targeting something creative. So the goal here is to have an appointment with someone that is open to learning about creative or at least talking about it, etc.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are an appointment setter, basically. That is what this lead is.
I fill the calendar for this guy.
You fill the calendar for the person doing the
And
discovery.
beyond
call.
that, the parameter is, okay, how good is this calendar? Are these a bunch of no-shows?
Exactly.
Are they unqualified?
Yep. The better job you do here,
Yeah.
the
more they
higher
like
quality
me.
everything else is.
Beautiful.
Okay. However, when you're first starting, guess what? What do you think the quality of these are going to
They'll
be?
be okay.
Okay.
You know?
They might be pretty crap, dude.
Dang.
Okay. But I hope for your sake they're
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
They're gonna
okay?
be stellar.
But I will tell
Yeah.
you they're going to get dramatically better
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
Okay, because you will get good. So, option 1, I would say Prop.ai is a great one.
Okay.
Another one, okay, is what's called Lead Blaster.
Okay.
Okay, so write those two down. Okay, or you can do any of these other ones yourself. Can you just get phone numbers because you already did the admin part? And could you just cold call that list?
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you wanted free, or if
Yeah.
someone watching wants free, right, or as close to free as possible, you still use Deal Sauce, get your leads,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But then you could be the cold caller, or
Yeah.
you could be the texter, right? Or you could do the mailing, etc. But if you want to spend just a little bit of money, right, you could do Prop.ai and have the AI cold call, and then when they say yes, all you do is you're doing a quick little phone call to get a time.
Okay, so I have to follow up on the AI's
Yep.
call because that's just a yes/no.
So generally it's a yes/no. As they keep developing, it will be able to schedule a call
To put it on the calendar.
put it on a
Holy
calendar.
cow, okay.
Yeah, but for right now,
Which would take my job.
yes, now all of a sudden you're paying that money.
Yeah.
And it's done for
Or just
you.
use it and keep doing my job.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
My job as a
Yep.
lead gen, as
Yep.
an appointment setter.
Yep. And then Lead Blaster is different.
Okay.
Lead Blaster is basically a script when it comes to Excel. It's an Excel script basically.
Okay.
That you still go do your contacts with Deal Sauce. You then put that information into Lead Blaster.
Okay.
Lead Blaster will automatically, quote, underwrite the numbers for you about a creative deal.
Okay.
Write up an LOI, which stands for
Letter of intent.
letter of intent, right? That
Yeah.
we've talked about that, but that applies
Yeah.
to other things too. But
Yeah.
right, letter of intent is like a soft offer,
Yeah.
right? So it will basically just like an email that says, "Hey, this is what we're thinking," right? It's not an actual offer,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And it will automatically email it out to everyone on your list.
What if there's metrics missing? What if I don't know how much their mortgage is? Or
It pulls it all.
how does it know that?
Deal Sauce.
Holy cow. So it knows all this crap.
Deal Sauce knows, it pulls how big their mortgage is, what their interest rate is, all that information. Deal Sauce has it. You take that, you pull it out, and you plug it in,
Yeah.
okay? And it will, and then LOI Blaster, like I said, we'll put the link in below, will underwrite it based on that information. Do use a
love
script, use a scripting language, right? And automatically email out the template that says,
Yes.
"Hey, so and so, here's the house. Here's our cash offer." It will send a cash offer, and it will send a creative offer for you.
And it sends it
automatically.
from my email, like it
Yep.
sends it
You
from
would have to
my-
create an email,
Yeah,
etc. Okay. But then, are you cold calling yourself?
So by that point, no.
No. You just get an email back.
Yeah.
Now you might get a phone call. Now what have you done?
The cold call is the email.
With LOI Blaster, are you doing outbound now? Or if LOI Blaster does the outbound for you, what are you having
then
to deal
I'm
with?
fielding the inbound.
You're fielding the
inquiries.
inbound. Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to get phone calls. Mostly you're going to get emails that say, no, thank you, or no way, Jose,
Yeah.
or
Can you imagine
hey,
responding to an email saying, just delete the email? Like,
right?
Yeah.
Or they say,
But they do,
actually, yeah, I would love to talk about this,
Okay.
right? And you respond to those, whether it be through email or a quick phone call saying, okay, great, let me set you up on an appointment.
If it's email, I can get VA to respond to those
You could.
to set the appointment for not quite is that the discovery call appointment?
Correct.
Okay. And then what more, here's a question, what more do we have to discover if we know freaking everything about them? Like, I guess we don't know everything about
right,
them.
and not all the data is going to be completely accurate.
Okay.
Because it's public, it's pulling from all these public databases type stuff.
Okay.
So we still want the discovery call because what are we trying to discover here, John?
I don't know.
Is it just the data?
No, well,
what the interest rate is? What's this? There
Their
you
situation.
go. Now
Because
you're
everyone's
arriving.
going to be different.
Now you're arriving. The discovery call, I actually almost don't care about any of the data we just talked about. Yes.
You care about them.
Does the data need to line up? Because am I going to buy a house that's at 10% interest?
Well, you'd
No.
never go into the discovery call in that point. They don't know you exist. You would filter them out.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't know
The
they
point is to
exist.
filter them out. So everyone that comes through should already qualify based on the data or at least somewhat close. Because data can be off, sometimes we do overshoot on the interest rate or something that we want, because if it's saying it's 7%, I don't want to buy a 7%, but what if it's really 5 and the data is wrong? Okay, so there are times where like you do have to double check on the numbers. Okay, but most of this is just situational.
It would have to be a really hot lead to dig into that, right? Because there's other leads.
Correct.
On the contact
Correct.
list.
All you're doing here is
Yeah.
the discovery call. Is you're really just trying to find out what's going on, right? And then and then you're underwriting the
You're going to go
numbers.
into some manual underwriting here, like real
exactly.
crunching.
And we could talk more and more and more. But the point of today, okay, we found out what? We found out your preference. Okay, people watching here, they should have a preference of where they want to be. That could be where you start, but it could also just be you just know where phase 2, where do you want to either end up, or where would you like to be somewhat soon, maybe 3 months, 6 months from now. Okay, but that doesn't mean that's the easiest way to get in. I think you definitely should insert yourself into part of a team, no matter what. That's how I think everyone should start. And I think the easiest and cheapest way to start is by being right here in these top 2 areas. Okay, and then you just ask yourself, how much money do I want to spend to get started? If it's almost zero, spend just a little bit. I think Deal Sauce is like $97 a month. Okay. Guess what? If you insert yourself into a team, do you need to be paying for Deal Sauce if they already have Deal Sauce?
I guess not.
No. They can have their admin pull that. Right?
And then I'm
or
learning.
give you access, right, to pull those leads, right? When it comes to this, now you just decide. You want free? Do the cold calling. Do the texting. Right? Mailers is not free. Mailing costs quite a bit, actually. However, or pay for Prop.ai, pay for LOI Blaster.
The only reason I do a mailer is if I'm targeting a specific house.
Correct.
I don't know if that would
But that's
make
what
sense.
this lead is.
Yeah,
that's what the list is you're filtering it down. You would just really filter. You might even stack filters before you did a mailer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So John, what
gen.
are your thoughts?
I think my preference is in some ways flawed, because you're saying that the easiest way and probably the best way is lead gen. I'm okay with spending money. If I'm doing it the free way, it would be because I want to learn those things. If I don't need to learn the very specifics, just tell me and I'll just be like, I'll just pay for it. Like get it done, pay for the subscription.
There's some things here that are worth doing just to learn, and there'll be other things where it's like, don't waste your time.
But where it's
just pay
important to
for it.
learn, I'll get some
Correct.
reps in and then start paying for it.
Exactly. So, all right, got it. So, you like the idea, and I agree. I think 99% of everyone watching should start right here. They should plug themselves into a team, save yourself the money on the admin, find a team that can already get you the list, okay? And maybe the only thing you're paying for is either Prop.ai or LOI Blaster, or save the money altogether and just cold call yourself, okay? So, John,
sounds exciting. Cold calling for 8 hours a day.
is that your official answer, John?
So lead gen.
Okay.
I have to figure that out. I have to, or else the conveyor belt doesn't start.
Exactly.
There's nothing on the conveyor belt.
100%. Okay. So perfect. So, guys, you heard it here first. John is going to be starting with the lead gen. Here's some of your homework.
Okay.
Okay. Write this down. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Homework number 1. Okay, is you need to decide what list you want to contact. Do you want to talk to people in foreclosure, as an example? Do you want to talk to people that Do you want to talk to sellers by themselves because they're in foreclosure? Mm-hmm. You could talk to sellers that have other things going on with the house, like
this is the owner.
Yeah, so okay. You could do so. In other words, we could probably cut that part out, but
okay.
You need to decide where's the source. What list are you going to talk to? Okay, yeah. Are you going to talk direct to seller? Do you want to talk direct to agent?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you're doing direct to seller, you're going to do foreclosures. Are you going to have where there's permit issues, that there's liens against the house because there's something wrong with the house? Yeah. You can find things like that where there's motivation now for them to sell.
Yeah.
Do you do direct to agent where it's already on the MLS so you know they want to sell? Their motivation's there because that's already for sale. But, well, just because it's for sale, do they want to? You're not looking for a discount. You're looking for something that might be creative. Yeah. So why would someone creative? So you need to, your homework is to think about what type of person do you want to be talking to? Okay?
Yeah.
Where is this, what does this list look like? Mm-hmm. And then number 2, how are you going to talk to them? Whether it be paid or not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Those are your 2 biggest things for homework. I want you to make the decision. So you are going to be thinking about it, make the decision, and then I am going to have you give me a call and we'll record this call. Okay? We'll jump on like a Zoom.
Okay.
You're going to give me that answer.
Okay.
And then I want it to be, I want you to sign, I want you to tell me what the answer is, and if it is going to be something paid, I want you to sign up for it and have it ready for next week.
Okay. If paid, sign up for it. Okay. And then when you say, how do I want to talk to them, what are those options?
So that would be, are you going to cold call? Are you going to text? Are you going to send out a mailer? Are you going to use Prop.ai? Are you going to use LOI Blaster? Okay. How are you going to do your outbound reach? Right?
Yeah.
To contact them.
It's called LOI Blaster or Lead Blaster?
LOI Blaster.
Okay.
LOI Blaster is the official name of that software. Okay. And I think it's like $400 up front and like $100 a month. So either way, like, just depends on how much you want to spend.
Yeah.
Right? Prop.ai, I mean, that price could change, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But that's your official homework. So by next week, guys, we are moving along.
We are chugging along.
By next week, you know where you're going to be. And by next week, you're going to know exactly what list you're pulling. You're going to know how you're reaching out. And you're going to have it already either bought, scheduled, and it'll be game time, John.
Yeah, it's game time.
Okay? It's going to be game time.
Okay.
Any questions on your homework?
Not yet, but I will have questions.
Perfect. And as you do that, I'm going to have you record. We're going to record our call.
Yes.
But I also want you to record, if you do call and talk to someone to purchase, record the call.
Record it.
Right? Record yourself doing those things. I want people to see a lot of the action of what you're actually doing.
The goal is appointment. We're not trying to dispose of their property yet. We're just...
Who cares about anything else, John?
If they're not qualified yet. Okay.
I would erase that if I could. Okay? That's gone. I want you to think of this as a 2-part process, and John, you are in charge of that.
Yeah.
Okay? You are an appointment setter.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. You're
going to set appointments, and next week we're going to talk about how the payment structure will be. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm going to give you, you're going to have everything ready to go, and I'll be like, John, this is the week where you set a ton of appointments.
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing that next week already.
Okay.
Live.
I love it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. John, thanks so much for being here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Was this helpful? Leave in the comments down below if you like these type of videos. I'm going to walk you through everything. Stay with me. See you until next week.
Awesome.